Hi, my name is David Camp, facilitator of the Charlotte Harm-Free Zone project, and this is a quick summary of the meeting we had on September 13th, 2016. We did some real design work on a couple of programs that might be helpful to the community, and it's the kind of thing we need to keep on doing so that when we go to the community we have some partially fleshed out ideas. We bore down on one of the findings from the survey so far, which is that people are very concerned about the level of parenting, the quality of parenting in the community. So we started thinking about what could we do about that. So that was our frame. And a couple of things from what's something called design thinking is you ask two questions. One question is, how do you get the intended folks into the effort that you want? Because part of the problem is that people who need services don't necessarily get them. And then how do you get them through that in a way that affects them in the way that you want? So in light of those two questions, we bored down on the issue of parenting. And the first thing we came up with was maybe you first start with an event, not necessarily a class, but you first start with an event that many people could participate in, and you're not without a small commitment. How do you construct an event like that? Well, one of the things we came up with was we need to think about both things that we know work, which might be called roses in the design thinking standpoint, and things that we think could work, things that we might call buds in the design thinking framework, to deal with the parenting problem and people not showing up for events, which might be called the thorns. So we got roses, buds, and thorns. One of the things that we think might really work is to create a celebratory event that is about fun and celebrating what already is successful. One potential bud in this situation are those people in the community who have a track record of not isolating their kids from other people, but still raising successful children who go on to be successful adults. So maybe you give them an award. Maybe you put them on for a little while. You put them on on stage to be interviewed about what they do to be such a successful parent. To get people who normally don't show up for events but who need to be there, maybe you find some kids who, despite the fact that their parents are either too busy working or just not attentive, they're showing early signs of success in art, rap, poetry, whatever, and you feature them too in interspersed with the program so that their parents want to show up to the event. So that's how you get people to come. How do you get people through it? Well, one of the things we talked about was having separate sections at one point for kids and parents talking about dynamics in the family, and that would allow more honesty and more wisdom to come out about those dynamics. We also talked about having fun elements where you might at some point at a break or at an interlude play a new song and try to get the kids to teach their parents a new dance, and at some point you play an old song and try to get the parents to teach their kids an old dance. And the idea is that you have positioned people at the event also who are interested in being mentors to parents to help them deal with the ongoing problems of being good parents. Part of what we want to keep doing is this kind of design thinking, really scrubbing an idea, thinking it through. How do we get people to a process that we want? How do we get them through it in a way that creates success so that we can build programs that reflect community will, but it also reflect good thinking? Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to seeing you at the next meeting.